Hey everybody, PRN Cuber Nish here, and welcome to Cubing Diary. Cubing Diary is a series in which I document my growth towards becoming a speed cuber. My mom encouraged me to write everything I felt in a diary about 2 years ago, and I know that's pretty much a bad idea, mainly because parents can take a look at it and they say, oh, don't worry, it's your private diary, we won't gain anything from reading it. Also, I didn't want to take the effort to write everything I learned because it would look unprofessional and I would really laugh myself in my future. However, I recently started cubing about 4 months ago and I thought about making a diary, and this is my first week of Cubing Diary. I'll hopefully be uploading videos on a weekly basis. This series is going to be divided up into multiple seasons, each season beginning with a new type of cube. My goal for season 1 is to master CFOP and get my average down to a sub 10 average. So yeah, you can tell that this season is going to be pretty long. But anyway, I'm going to try to learn as fast as possible to lower my average times. So let's recap some of my cubing life from 4 months ago to the end of October 2014. Sometime in June 2014, the PNR cubers of the PRN Cubers, Parth and Roshan, came to my house to hang out, and Roshan saw my Rubik's brand Rubik's Cube and he solved it. I was pretty amazed, and I was even more amazed when I learned that both Parth and Roshan could solve Rubik's Cubes. So I asked them to teach me, and they tried, but I couldn't really understand because I had a lack of patience. So they just guided me to a Rob's World series of Rubik's Cube, how to solve Rubik's Cube tutorials, and they told me about speed cubes and competitions, and I soon became very interested in cubing. And it is around this time that I also became interested in the YouTube cubing community as well, and I noticed that it was much smaller than the gaming community, and that's where I mainly lived on the internet before I came to cubing. But when I went to the cubing community, I saw many creative, helpful, and funny videos that just kept me wanting more, so I got hooked on it as well. Using the Rob's World tutorial, I got my first solve on June 28, 2014 at 11:38 p.m. It is almost midnight on a Saturday, and a few minutes later my parents recorded me solving the cube with times around 4 minutes or so. The next day I remembered getting a PB of 1 minute and 25 seconds, and I thought I was never gonna get it again for a long time. But I got to meet Parth and Roshan every week until the end of summer, and then when we met we would always race each other to see who was the fastest. I knew it was not logical to race Roshan because he's always getting times much lower than Parth and I. And he had an advantage because he knew F2L and some good algorithms because he started before Parth and I did. And Parth started a little bit after Roshan, and I started after both Parth and Roshan, so I had like a big disadvantage. However, I have been practicing a lot, and I don't know who would win now. We've raced each other about last week, but it was only done with hand scrambles. But I'm gonna meet them this weekend for a celebration, and we'll see who's faster. Results up in the next week's Cubing Diary episode, so that's something to look forward to a little bit. So back to the timeline. It was around the end of July that we reformed this channel, and I started learning CFOP. And this was around the beginning of my 8th grade school year. I learned the advanced cross and F2L as well as some advanced pairing techniques, and a little bit later I learned 2-look OLL and 2-look PLL. My best time with those was 26.667 seconds. A month later in September, I started learning all of my PLLs by remembering one algorithm a day. About 2 weeks ago I finished learning all of my PLLs, however it takes me about a second to recognize all the cases, but I'm improving my F2L as well as all my PLLs. So 1 week ago I started learning all my OLLs, and so far I've learned about 21 of them, including the 2-look cases, and I like to learn my algorithms in a list, and I usually learn algorithms from cubewiz.com from up to down. So that means I'm currently at the 3rd P orientation. So now on to stuff that's been happening in this week. What you're watching right now is an average of 5 recorded a day or 2 ago, so it's pretty accurate as a representation of my skills nowadays. Another thing that happened this week was that I got my PB solve of 20.131 seconds. Here's a video. This means that the next step is to go sub 20. However, it's gonna take some time because I'll need to learn all of my OLLs, maybe some COLLs, and work on case recognition as well as F2L to get my average of 5 PB solve time. down to sub 20 seconds. My current PB average of 5 is 24.98 seconds, and this video featured an average of 28.386 seconds, so I'm kind of in the high 20s section, so I'll have to work a lot in order to get faster. This is currently where I am at in cubing now and how I started cubing in the first place. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like to show support, share this series with your friends, and keep track of the uploads by clicking that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.